Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. Today I am back to share our April budget recap. I did not do a good job of tracking my budget this month, which if you guys watched my Debt Free Friday on last Friday, I did talk a little bit about this, but I just kind of lost track of the month and did not do a good job of tracking my spending. I'm usually really good about entering like my spending into my tracker so that I can see how much of our budget we have left. And this month it just kind of slipped my mind. So we didn't do too bad, but I do wish that I would have kept closer track because I did kind of go over budget in a couple of categories. And I also had to move some money around because I had kind of misjudged how much money we would have for financial goals. So you guys will see that in this video, but I am hoping to really get back on track in May. Also, our eating out was just kind of out of control, which I'm really disappointed in myself because we've been doing really, really well up until April. So the first 3 months of the year, we did really good on eating out. We very minimally were eating out, and now I feel like I completely just lost it. So I'm really hoping that May will be better, but let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to try to make it quick today because I feel like I usually ramble a lot in these videos, so I'm going to try to make it short and sweet today. So W-2 income, this is just my husband and I's regular income. So we had budgeted $7,200. We brought home $7,200. This does not really change. It's our just regular income that we receive. We're both salaried, so we don't really have very much variable income. Then we also have our side hustle income. So I never budget for this, but this month we did bring home $213. So that added $213 into our budget, and that leaves our total income at $7,413. So let's go ahead and go down to our spending and see what the heck happened this month. So for our mortgage, we budgeted $2,100. We actually sent $2,100, so no difference there. We do pay a little bit additional on our mortgage every single month. That was 28% of our income. Our mortgage is only $1,995 right now, so we do pay like an additional $104 every single month. That's just a decision that we made, my husband and I, just to pay a little bit extra. And honestly, we really don't even notice it. So our subscriptions are our Netflix and our Peloton, which are the two subscriptions that we have. We have a Peloton bike, and so obviously we have to pay for the monthly subscription. That is, I think, $45, and then Netflix is $8. I think that's what it is. And then we have our utilities. So we had budgeted $335, which was $60 for our internet, and I think $275 for our electric and gas. I'm thankful to say that our electric and gas has actually started to go down. So we did pay $60 for internet, and our electric and gas bill was $228. So the total for those was $288, which was actually quite under budget, which is great. We definitely needed the extra. So we were $47 under budget. That was at 3.9%. Next up, we have preschool. So my daughter does go to a preschool program part-time. So that is $760, and that was $760, so no change there. Then we have giving. So we do have a recurring donation for $100 a month to St. Jude's. That's been the same for quite a while. We haven't changed that at all. So that's 1%. And then spending. So my husband and I both get personal spending money every single month of $200, so $100 each. And that just goes into our personal checking accounts, and we just can spend that however we wish to spend it, which is great. Next up, we have gas. So we budgeted $175. We actually went a little, significantly over actually, which I was kind of surprised at. So we actually spent $238, which is $63 over. So honestly, I don't really know exactly why this was over this month. I feel like we did a little bit more driving. Again, we have baseball and sports now, and we also did go out of state to Illinois. We live in Wisconsin, so it's not like super far, but it is, a decent drive. It's like an hour and a half to where we went in Illinois. So yeah, I'm assuming that's, most of that. So it is what it is. I'm gonna keep an eye on this over the summer because I feel like we might want to raise this a little bit with the extra driving, but for now I'm gonna leave it at $175, I think, for May, and then we'll kind of just reevaluate in June. Then we had groceries, which we actually did really good on this budget this month, but I think a lot of this is because we did eat out more. So I guess it's, good that we did not go over in both, but not great in general. So it's okay. So for groceries, we were actually under budget by $61, which is great. The other thing on why I think we're under on groceries is because I have not grocery shopped really in a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to do a grocery shopping trip right away in the beginning of May. So I feel like our May might be affected. That's kind of the trouble with like grocery budgets, I think, in my opinion, is like, depending on the month, I might have just gone grocery shopping at the end of the month, or I might like really need to go. And so it's like, depending on the situation, like if we would have gone grocery shopping, we definitely would have been over budget because we usually spend like at least $100 every time we go. So just things to keep in mind. Just, the struggles of grocery shopping and grocery budgets right now. I just feel like everything is so pricey and so expensive. So fun and kids, we budget $100. We spent $78, and this was actually all on baseball stuff for my son. So he actually needed a new glove, and then we got him a couple other things when we were at like this baseball store that's local to us. So $78 on baseball stuff. I think that's pretty much it that we got for that budget this month. We didn't really need anything else. And then, also in this budget was actually a field trip for my son. We had to pay a fee. It was like $10 for him to go on a field trip, which is exciting. So again, things always are coming up with my kids. So I'm always grateful that we have that budget. Miscellaneous is just our budget for anything else. So whatever else falls into that. We did pretty good on this budget this month too. We only spent $109, which honestly can't even remember. One of the things that we did buy this month in our miscellaneous budget was we actually had to do a fundraiser for my son. So I had to purchase like some crap for my son's fundraiser. You know how that is. If you guys have kids in sports, they're always coming home with like fundraisers and like things to buy and all that stuff. So now next up we have our problem child of April. So we had budgeted $250. We actually spent $271, which at first glance is not that significantly over budget. It's not too bad, but I was really hoping that we wouldn't even spend the full budget this month. But unfortunately, again, with the kids' sports, it has just been go, go, go. Like last night, I had to work. I had to go into the office. Then I had to pick up my daughter from daycare, and then I had to pick up my son. And then my husband had to meet us at the baseball field. We had to be there by 5, which also, don't even get me started on kids' sports timing, because like, I work full time and I can't be there by 5. So we rolled up at like 5:15. Then he had his baseball game till 7:30. Well, it ran late, and so it went to like 7:45. We didn't get out of there till like 8. And then we literally just drove through McDonald's on the way home because we had not eaten yet. And it was 8 o'clock. So not that that's really an excuse, because I definitely could have planned ahead better, but it is what it is. I'm thinking that our dining out budget is just going to be a little bit in flux for the next few months because of sports, but we'll see. I'm going to try really hard to get it together in May and hopefully do better again, because I was really proud of myself in the beginning of the year, and I feel like I have just been slowly falling back into my old habits with eating out, and I don't want to do that. So keep me accountable, you guys. Next up, we have our sinking funds. So these are our savings accounts. So car, kids, home, vacation, and Christmas. These are pretty much the same. They've been the same for years. These are like our big categories for sinking funds. I actually did some adjusting with what we sent to these because we were kind of over budget and had kind of messed up a little bit, and I had to fix it so that we didn't go like too far into our buffer amount. So initially we had 50 for car, 50 for kids, 100 for home, 150 for vacation, and 100 for Christmas. We actually ended up sending 50 to car, which is on track, 50 for kids, which was on track. We only sent 50 to home, we only sent 50 to vacation, and we did not send anything to Christmas, which we've been putting $100 a month for Christmas, and I don't think we'll need $1,200, so I think it's totally fine. I knew that there would probably be a month where I would want to take off basically. So this just ended up being that month because I was not watching our budget as closely as I probably should have been. And so we kind of were in the overspending territory, and I didn't want our buffer to be affected by it. So that's that. It's fine. Like I said, I knew we would probably have a month here where we would want to just take the month off of setting aside money for Christmas, and that's totally fine. We'll definitely still have enough. Even if we only have 1,100, that's more than enough than we've ever had. Actually, this is the most we've ever been putting towards Christmas. So I am not concerned about that budget at all. And again, sinking funds, I feel like are somewhere that I'm allowing myself to be more flexible because we don't really have anything coming up that we need to be spending out of any of these categories necessarily. So it's all good. Then we have our financial goals. So we have our car fund and my husband's Roth IRA. So if you guys watch Debt Free Friday, these are the goals that we have been working on. So we actually finished our car fund at $700 in the beginning of April, and then we were able to send $1,605 to my husband's Roth IRA, and that is at 9.4% and 21.7%. So together these are about 30%, which I am really happy that we were able to do that. Again, we kind of I kind of overestimated how much money I could put to the Roth. I think we probably should have put a little bit less, but it's okay. Just another consequence of not being super careful with your budget. So let's go ahead and do our recap. So total income for this month was $7,413. Total expenses was $7,442, which means we were negative $29. So again, that's why I had adjusted the sinking fund, because I didn't want to be more negative than this. We technically have a buffer of a few $100s in our checking account, but I didn't want to like eat into the buffer too much. So we just adjusted the sinking funds. So that is all I have for April. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below, how did April go for you? Personally, financially, whatever you want to share. I really enjoyed the month of April. It was really fun. We had Easter, my mom's birthday, and it was a great month overall. It was just a little bit spendy, which is fine. Again, I'm gonna try and reel that back in for May, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we are just trying to survive out here with our budget. So let me know how your April went, and I will talk to you guys on Friday for Debt Free Friday. Bye guys.